All right, guys. So, welcome to the first ever Nerd Militia podcast. Today, I'm joined with my great friend here, my best friend, my hetero life mate, Blake Grayson, my tag team partner, second half of Kings of Suplexes. And we're going to talk about some nerd stuff. I don't know what that was, but
Suplexes, like some belly to belly, and for the wrestling nerds that are watching this.
Yep. So that's what you get here. Pantomiming suplexes and nerd talk.
And then you can do that.
Yeah.
It's a Northern Light.
Anyways, so we are just coming back from a small New York date. We wrestled for House of Glory. It is a big promotion out in New York, in Queens, New York, to be specific. We had a quick match. It was great. It was cool. We met some people. We got to talk to some guys. While we were out there, some awesome things happened. We got some Batman news, some trailers dropped, right?
Mm-hmm. Some good stuff.
We saw some things. We saw the Aladdin trailer. That was pretty good. I dug it. Maybe him not so much.
I'm just concerned.
So the first thing we're going to talk about, guys, is, of course, we're going to talk about this Batman news, which is not really news. We've known for quite some time that, like, Ben Affleck kind of, like, was juggling whether or not he was going to stay Batman or he was going to leave Batman. But I guess Matt Reeves kind of announced that he's going to move forward with a different casting, because the story they're telling is a younger Batman. Like, it's before the time of Ben Affleck. Now, moving forward on this subject, I do think, I mean, it's going to be hard. I want to believe that Ben Affleck is going to come back to play Batman.
I think he's still there. Because, like, this Batman is, this new Batman is the one, like, he's like in his 20s, maybe 30s.
Yeah.
Younger.
Yeah.
So Ben Affleck's Batman is probably like in his 40s, like late 40s. So I would imagine Ben Affleck will come back. We talked about this before. I just don't think he's done yet. I just think this is just a younger Batman. But
I mean, like, I think... So I'm kind of selfish. I do want Ben Affleck to come back and be Batman, but I also feel weird. Like, so, like, if you're offered the role of Batman, right, you want to be Batman, like, 24/7. So, like, if they go, like, all right, you're going to be Batman in Batman Year 1, but you won't be Batman in the Justice League, you're kind of going to be like, well, WTF, mate? Like, that's kind of messed up, right?
I like the mate.
It's kind of messed up. Like, I don't know, man. That's the only hard part I have with this whole thing. Like, it's like they're giving you all salad and no meat whatsoever. They're like, here, you can just do all this stuff. You don't get to team up.
Well, I mean, you never know. With DC, you never know. Like, who knows what's going to happen with this new Joker movie? Like, what if it's like a huge success? And they're like, hey, Jared, so about those movies.
Yeah, that's the only downfall, man. We don't get any more Jared Leto, man.
Oh, we're getting Jared Leto.
We don't get any more.
We're getting Jared Leto. He's still signed on for the Harley and Joker movie, right?
I hope so.
He's still signed on for that.
I was a fan of that.
Yeah, we were both fans of the Joker. He was great, right? Like,
I loved it. I dug it. The only other thing I have an issue with is, like, this whole the Long Halloween, right? This is where they're supposed to be pulling some of the material with. So with the Long Halloween, it's like it's kind of like when people say, like, what's the point of the Justice League if, like, Superman's there, because Superman can beat everybody, which is totally not true. Just read a comic, you'll learn. But it's like that for Batman, because in the Long Halloween, like, literally Batman is just kind of like in the background. Like, they never figure out who's behind, like, all the murders. And, like, this movie is supposed to be like a detective movie, and it's supposed to show, like, Batman's detective skills, but, like, he literally, like... Have you read the comic?
Yeah, so what I was thinking about when I was watching, when you told me it was going to be the Long Halloween, like, storyline for the movie, thinking about it, the only part that's, like, really detective-y about the whole Batman thing in Long Halloween is just the scenes or the parts where him and Commissioner Gordon. So I think that's probably the only part we're going to probably get in that movie, if it's even the Long Halloween storyline.
Right, and then, like, because it's basically like almost everybody else. Like, Harvey Dent finds out some things, Gordon finds out some things, and then Batman's kind of just, like, reacting to the news. So, like, if you're trying to build this franchise, like, off of him being a detective, maybe something where, like,
Even though we
He's being a
kind of already
detective?
had the detective thing in the Dark Knight series.
Right. The Dark Knight series. Like for me, the Dark Knight series are pretty much like it's a detective movie where the detective happened to be Batman. Like it just because if you collect the time, he's only Batman like 20 minutes or something like that in all those movies. He's not Batman very long.
He's not Batman really
He's
long
just-
at
he's
all
just
in,
Bruce Wayne.
in Dark Knight Rises, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Bang.
But you know who else
Shuts
is
that
in the Long Halloween, which is really hard unless they cast like Brock Lesnar, is Solomon Grundy's in the Long Halloween.
Yeah,
which is like you got all these characters and like you're trying to tell an origin story.
And there's no way possible they're gonna put in every single character. That's just
Right,
like
obviously, they're gonna
That's just like
adapt
with
it,
Marvel
but-
with Civil War. There's no way they're gonna put all these characters in this movie. You know what I mean? So
But people complained about that. Remember that? Like we complained about that. We
I was a big. There
we
was just there was a lot. We're not gonna go there.
were like, if there's no Wolverine, we ain't going. And then we showed up.
Yeah, we're gonna go there. Yeah, we're gonna go. We talk a lot of trash, but we're gonna be there.
So that's how I feel about this. I guess that's my like. It's not a nitpick, but it's like one of the big deals for me. It's like how like tell like a better story. But then when I thought about like all the movies that other directors were gonna adapt from, they're all movies where like Batman kind of wasn't like behind it. Like remember back when they were first talking about doing the Batman movies, they were talking about how they were gonna borrow from the Tower of Babel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that's another storyline where it's like. Batman like had this idea, but then like Ra's al Ghul comes in. He's like, "Well, I'm gonna take this idea. I'm gonna make it 10 times better."
Yeah.
Then it's like all these movies where like Batman could be a genius, but they're like, not so much.
Yeah, I don't really know how they're gonna really do this. This could just be rumors. Like we really don't know. I mean, when Ben Affleck was casted, there was a small rumor for at least a few weeks. We're like, oh, well, I heard they might get Matt Damon like it's Robin. Like they were really going for that for a second.
Was that a thing?
For a second.
Yeah, I guess so.
Went for a couple weeks, but I mean, like just rumors. We don't know if it's really confirmed yet that it's gonna go by that with the Long Halloween. So I'm excited the way it's Batman. We're clearly both excited.
I'm
as
super
you can
excited.
tell.
Yeah. Right, I got this on, this gimmick, but I'm doubling up. I'm doubling up my geekdom right now. So I got this Batman shirt on, but I also got this Nintendo jacket, if you can see it.
He's nerded out right now.
Right now, I feel like when your mom comes out and she's like, "Excuse me." Like, speaking of rumors, the casting thing is like a big deal about who's going to be. The funniest thing I've seen was I always forget his name, Robert Pattinson as Batman. And if you guys don't know who he is,
Sparkles.
That's cool because I don't think he's really done anything after the Twilight movie. So, but he was like the main lead in Twilight. He was the sparkly vampire guy. I read those books and I saw the movies, and like I was a big fan of Twilight. We were both huge fans. Like we were the only.
I never read the books, but he got me and my sister and him got me into it. But we were dedicated.
Like we were like
Dedicated to
we
Twilight.
went to movie
Like, it was-
premieres. If you guys can imagine this, like we had like Team Jacob
shirts on.
and then in a sea of moms and teenage girls.
It was just us.
There's two big black guys. Like,
Just
what's
two
up?
big bludgers like, hey, Team Jacob.
Let's do it.
Arguing with 13-year-olds like, well, you don't know about this, you don't know about that, arguing.
It's horrible.
So it was out of hand. It was so out of hand that we actually got girl shirts for Team Jacob because they didn't make any guys. So we got like a 3X and 4X shirts that was somewhat fit us, and we were happy. We got the
Yeah, we got it. This is
we were
dedication.
good with it,
But
so.
back to Batman. Like this
Right,
guy
Batman.
is supposed to be Batman, but I don't know. I don't believe it. I immediately when anybody's casted as Batman, I imagine like their face in the mask, and if they have like the jawline for like where their mouth comes out, you know what I mean? And it doesn't fit for Robert Pattinson. It's not right.
Well, this is what I'm saying when it comes back to the rumors. You know what I mean? So it's like he's also one of the candidates for the Batman movie. Also, they're thinking about the guy from Get Out.
What guy?
The main character in Get Out. I cannot think of his name.
I can't think of his name, but I know what you're talking
The
about.
guy that got tricked with the T.
Yeah,
The lady
that's.
was staring- that guy.
But that's
yeah.
but that's obviously a rumor, though.
Obviously, I mean, but rumors
That's a
are
strong
rumors, but,
rumor,
like
right?
they're just throwing ideas out.
Yeah. But if I had to pick,
You know, I'm sure. Like I said, we said this before. I'm sure Warner Brothers already has their Batman. They have everything set up.
if they don't,
They're just yeah.
somebody
they
from
already did.
Warner's listening to this, please. My pick for Batman would be
Jason David Frank.
It was. It was
So are you saying Jason David Frank can't be Batman?